Another relationship perhaps to be tested by a second Trump presidency is that between China and the US. Fears then of a trade war and tensions over Taiwan perhaps at top of the trouble spots list. We're going to cross to Beijing, talk to a correspondent, Yena Lee, who joins us from there. Yena, what do you think will change then for the US-China relationship?
Well, more tariffs are on the horizon, Stuart. Trump would like to impose a tariff of at least 60% on all Chinese imports. An Australian investment bank estimated that this would cost about 8% of Chinese exports. And another study by the Swiss bank UBS said that this could slow China's growth by 2.5%. That's half of its annual growth rate. So potentially huge consequences then for an economy that's already been slowing down and is not in good shape. If this takes place, this round two of the trade war, it won't be like the first time, because back in 2018, when Donald Trump kicked that off, it was well before China's real estate crisis, and now the situation just isn't the same. So for leaders here, the return of Donald Trump to the White House doesn't come at a good time. That said, Trump 2.0 is not all bad news for Beijing, especially from a long-term vision perspective. Trump's America First policy, his fascination with authoritarian leaders, his friendship with Elon Musk, and the fact that he is so divisive, well, all of that works in Beijing's favor. President Xi Jinping famously says, the East is rising and the West is declining, and a second Trump presidency could very well fit into this narrative.
Yeah, I'm sure you heard just a moment ago, we talked about Volodymyr Zelensky with Gulliver Crag in Kyiv. What about the relationship then between Donald Trump and Xi Jinping?
Well, according to the incoming US president, the two men have a very strong relationship. Xi Jinping and Donald Trump have met 4 times, and when the latter was president for the first time, he claimed that they loved each other and that later they met a bumpy road because of the pandemic. Trump has said, I quote, "I held him responsible for COVID and broke our relationship." After his first term in office, Trump described Xi as a good-looking, brilliant guy who governs 1.4 billion people with an iron fist. So quite a lot of flattery there, once again showing his admiration for strongman leaders. This doesn't mean that Trump won't do anything to anger Xi Jinping. He slapped a barrage of tariffs on China back in 2018. He's said that he could do it again. As for Xi Jinping, like most world leaders, he's a lot less expressive than Donald Trump. In his congratulatory message after the election results, Xi outlined his vision for their relationship, reportedly telling Donald Trump that their two countries benefit from cooperation and lose from confrontation.
Yeah, thanks very much, Yena Lee, joining us there live from Beijing.